Hey there and welcome. Welcome back to Mindful Intuitive Self, where we talk about everything spirituality, manifestation, life, and love. And today, honey, today we are entering the Galaxy group chat. We're talking about the sign that you can love, who loves you back, who roasts you, writes you a poem, and then ghosts you all before lunch. We're talking about Gemini. They are the thinkers, the talkers, and the charmers. The ones who keep you on your toes and make you laugh, think, and spiral in the best way. Let's unpack the multidimensional mystery of Gemini. Gemini is ruled by Mercury, the planet of communication, intellect, and speed. So they come in hot, mentally, verbally, and energetically. This is the sign of duality, represented by the twins. Two personalities. Try 20. They're curious, clever, witty, spontaneous, and open minded. They're also restless, moody, and slightly emotional evasive. Geminis don't sit still, not mentally, not emotionally, not even while you're talking. Their mind is already 10 moves ahead. They are the friend who texts you that conspiracy theory and asks you if you believe in soulmates and then changes the subject to what color is your aura, all in 4 seconds. As far as their strengths, Gemini is a walking brain spark. Here's what makes them energetic. They're master communicators. As far as texting, flirting, deep talks at 2 a.m., yes, they win. And they're very adaptable and versatile. Put them in any room, any vibe, and they'll shine. They're quick witted and clever. Their humor hits fast, hard, and sharp. And Gemini is also curious as fuck. They want to know everything about you and about the world. They're energetic and spontaneous. They keep things fun, flirty, and unpredictable. And they're also very emotionally observant. They'll clock your tone change before you do. They're brilliant conversationalists. They'll make you feel seen, heard, challenged, and occasionally roasted, but with love. Now, here are some of their weaknesses. Let's talk about their shadow side because it's there and it's loud. Sometimes they can be a little inconsistent. 1 minute it's love poems, the next minute it's radio silence. And they are big overthinkers. Their mind is a tornado 24/7. They can be emotionally elusive. Don't expect the tearful heart to hearts on demand. And they may tend to have commitment phobia. They'll try, but part of them always wants options. And also, Gemini can be a little flaky, but it's not personal. They just forget. And now Gemini talks a lot and listens selectively. Sometimes they hear you, and sometimes they're rehearsing that TED talk in their head. Geminis are social chameleons, but their challenge is staying present. Their mind is moving so fast, they forget to feel sometimes. And that's where the relationship gets a little tricky. In love and relationships, listen. When Gemini is into you, it's intoxicating. They'll flirt with your mind, engage your soul, challenge your thoughts. They'll want to know your dreams, your fears, and your weirdest interests. And they're like, tell me your trauma over pancakes. I'm listening. I really am. But they need stimulation, not just sexual, but also mental. If the conversation dries up, so does their interest. So they really need a partner who keeps up mentally, doesn't take things too seriously, and gives them space to bounce between their moods. They need a partner who is confident, fun, and unbothered, and who can handle their inner duality without trying to fix it. Geminis are not clingy. They love companionship, but it has to be free flowing. Pressure makes them spiral. They need a lover who feels like a friend. Some of their pet peeves: if you want to lose a Gemini, try one of these. They don't like clinginess or emotional suffocation. And they can't handle the boring or surface level conversation. It has to be deep. Now, if you're repeating yourself too much, that's too much for Gemini. And overly serious and rigid people, they run from quickly. They don't like emotional manipulation or guilt tripping. You can call yourself ghosted if you try. Needing them to be the same every day, that's nonsense for Gemini. They're allergic to people who try to control their flow. If it's not fun, interesting, or mentally engaging, they're out. Ghost emoji. And when the relationship is over, when Gemini is done, here's what it looks like. They stop texting back or keep it dry as fuck. There's no more jokes, no more flirty banter, and you feel like you're talking to a stranger. They need space indefinitely, or they're suddenly too busy, too unbothered, and they're moving on. But the twist, they'll usually detach mentally first. And by the time you notice the vibe shift, they already had 8 inner debates, 3 imaginary breakup conversations, and a whole playlist about your downfall. And while you're hoping for clarity, they're on vacation, thriving. When Gemini loses interest, you feel it. Subtle at first, but it's obvious. The conversations get shallow or forced. They stop initiating the connection. Or they start to get sarcastic or jokingly distant. They can also distract themselves with new hobbies, people, or content. Or they start acting like a friend instead of a lover. They won't say, "I'm not feeling this anymore." They'll just slowly reduce the emotional bandwidth until the relationship feels hollow. And when they're really over it, they will intellectualize the breakup. They make peace with it in their minds and move on, sometimes faster than you expected. Now look, Gemini is often misunderstood as fake or too much, but here's the truth. They're just multidimensional. They think very deeply, they feel sporadically, and they communicate brilliantly. And they'll love you hard if you keep things light, stimulating, and real. Love with a Gemini isn't a straight line, it's a zigzag through imagination, curiosity, chaos, and connection. But if you can keep up with the ride, you'll never be bored a day in your life. To all the Geminis, thank you for your curiosity, for your creativity, and for your ability to turn love into a living, breathing conversation. And to everyone who has fallen for one, you already know. Gemini didn't just date you, they rewired your brain. This is Renee with Mindful Intuitive Self, where we talk about everything spirituality, manifestation, life, and love. And if this Gemini download hits you like a 3 a.m. mime storm and a deep emotional question back to back, like and subscribe. And tell me in the comments, what's the wildest thing a Gemini ever did to your heart? We've still got 5 more signs to go. Until the next video, many blessings. Namaste.